Anyone? Ryan? My table?
Oh, wow, it worked! Did you see that, kids?
What just happened?
The Force. Clearly, the Force.
What? That's real?
Oh, for me, it apparently just became real right then, but that explains a lot of stuff that happens around my house. It's just unexplained events.
Oh my goodness, what a way to start episode 12, friends.
Well, it's like a full dozen, a dirty dozen of episodes we've done, and just loved every minute of it.
Okay, I'm ready, Ryan.
For the...
I'm ready. I'm ready for you to ask me or to talk about all the different sports players that wear the number 12.
Okay, this is fantastic. Name a quarterback.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, okay, number 12. Well, I mean, the first one that comes to mind is the person who broke the heart of my beloved Seahawks. His name is Tom Brady. I guess Malcolm Butler technically broke their hearts when he picked it off in the end zone. But Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers is not number 12. Is he number 12?
Just one? You only have one?
I don't know why you put me on the spot. You literally didn't. She didn't ask me
Really?
ahead of time. I feel like I'm gonna lose my.
Dwight-
Hold on.
Dwight Howard ring a bell?
Dwight Howard. I don't even.
Six-time All-Star center
Whatever.
for Orlando Magic.
Okay, I'm trying to think of some other ones here.
What about Fat Lever?
Fat who?
Fat Lever.
Fat?
I'm not calling him Fat, that's actually his name.
Fat Lever.
2 times, I don't know if it's Lever or Lever, but 2-time All-Star guard.
This?
For guess what team?
The Toronto Raptors.
The Denver Nuggets.
Oh, I just assumed it was
Who
Canadian.
even knew there was a team called the Denver Nuggets?
Wait, Little Nugget, Big Punch?
Right?
That's who it was, the
I was
lever
very
guy.
excited. Okay,
Fat
what about-
Lever was a little nugget with a big punch.
Yeah, Pat Riley ring a bell? Or
Yeah.
John Stockton?
John Stockton, I know him. They called him the Pasty Gangsta. It's a pretty sweet nickname.
Clearly,
Anyway.
I have done some homework this morning.
Yeah, this is
and-
not fair. I feel ambushed, kids, because she took something I love and she threw it right at me, and I totally went splat in that moment. I thought of the one person who I don't like.
He was just hustled. That's what happened here.
Kids, I swear, I like it for sports.
Anyway, episode 12, you guys, we're so excited. And look, I wore my Do Good shirt. And that, my friends, is for David, so that he puts on a good show for us today.
That's right. He also doesn't do the thing where he messes with us
Right.
when we mess up, because that is not doing of the good.
No.
Now, Miss Carrie, we have shout-outs
Yes.
that need to happen right
Yes.
now.
I'm really, really, really excited about our shout out.
Okay, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, well, there's some people that have been watching the show. They come regularly to our church. You know them. When I think of one of them, I think of just when I see the mom walking down the hall and I go, Ray Shepherd! And I just yell out her name and then Ray comes. And also her sister, Skylar. We're so glad you're watching. Consider that your shout out.
I'm going to one-up you and just say, I just saw them the other day.
You saw the Shepherds?
Because I was driving around and I parked and I happened to park right next to their grandma, and so they rolled down the window and I was like, what?
That is, did they look at you and go like,
It's very exciting.
Triple take?
Yeah, there was a moment of like, what's happening right now? We have
That's
not
cool.
seen each other for months.
That's cool.
Their names are Helena and Enzo, and they are amazing. I can't wait for you to meet them someday.
That's super awesome. I want you to know the entire time that you were talking, I was trying as hard as I could to think of the name on the text that I got about our third winner. I just got done shopping for this person, and their name, it starts with an H. It's like Hendrick, but I'm gonna find it by just doing
I think that's right. I think it's Hendrick.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hendrick, your last name is Von Steuper.
Wow.
No, I don't know. I just made that up. It was
Oh.
a really fun name. Von Steuper, Hendrick. I'll clap, edit. Clark, Hendrick Clark, which is very close to Hendrick von Steuper.
I like Clark.
Yes,
Clark's
that's a great
good
name, very strong name. I'm gonna be visiting him later today with his goodies. So let's just put a picture of him with all of his goodies right here. This is him, right here. Or maybe David will mess with me and put it right here. I don't even know. It's so mischievous what David is up to.
I know, we never know. We really never know. Okay, I've got one more.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I'm in my neighborhood. I'm at the park. I'm watching all of these kids ride their bikes around, and one little girl was riding and was learning to ride for the first time, and we were cheering her on. We were so excited, and guess what her name is?
Bikey.
Mia. And Mia came up to me and said, hey, you're from that show. And I got to meet her.
Are
She
you
watches
serious?
every week, and I am so proud of you. You were killing it on that bike.
Mia, great work on that bike. Remember, if at first you fall, sue someone. Sue somebody.
Get
That's what you
right
should do.
back on, is
Yes.
what he means to say.
After you're done suing
Get
people,
right back on the bike.
get back on the bike. That's my motto. Now listen, the game it's gonna be fun this week. We're gonna go to the game. we're gonna go to the game because I feel like I need to make some calls to my lawyer, just to make sure that me suggesting someone else sue someone is not illegal. So, Miss Carrie, are you okay? Are you okay? Miss Carrie's...
I just can't believe some of the things he says, guys. Like, I am just about as much in awe as you guys.
So the problem is that I often start sentences not knowing where they're going to end. And then I just grab. It's like I'm flying off the cliff and I'm like, grab that, sue them. And that's what happens. That's what I do. And that can be good sometimes, and it can also be bad.
Just make sure you don't do that.
That's how I proposed to my wife, actually. I actually went down to tie my shoe and I was like, oh no, this looks awkward. And I was just go for it. Just go for it, you know? You've been with her for 4 years, you love her, you might as well, right?
That was a good one. That was a good one.
The game. That was a good. See, sometimes it works out.
Yeah.
Almost 20 years of marriage to my beautiful bride. Now, kids, listen. Have you ever heard the saying, don't judge a book by the first several words of it?
That's right. We're not supposed to judge a book by its cover. I think that's what you mean, right?
Yeah. Usually the first several words are on the cover.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is the theme for this week's game. I have decided to approach strangers. With a mask on, probably. I don't know. Can I approach strangers? I approach strangers and they all run away. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to approach strangers and ask them just random questions that I don't know the answers to, that you won't know the answers to, but you're gonna try and judge a book by its cover and see how you do.
So you're telling them to judge?
Yes, so they can realize how bad it is to do in real life.
Oh, okay. So we're supposed to do we're going to do the opposite of what we're supposed to do.
We're going to do it to see how not good it is. It's gonna be the opposite of her shirt, and then you'll know, don't do it in real life. And we'll have fun whilst doing it.
All right, let's give it a go.
Roll it, Cristiano.
Hello, kids. Look who's back. It's your friend, Walter the Rabbit, and I'm super duper excited to host today's game called Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be such a hoot, kiddos. Now listen, I as a rabbit have often been judged as the hippity-hoppity, carrot-loving little critter. But the fact is, I don't do much hippity-hopping and I don't like carrots. I'm more of a scurrier and I'm a big fan of candied yams. Anywho, let me do my best to explain this game to you kiddos. My friend Ryan went around asking questions to his friends about things that are very simple and random. Things like, hey, have you ever eaten a hot tamale on the back of a motorcycle? I don't even know, I'm just making this up as I go. And the answers were always yes or no. Your job is to guess what they're gonna answer. Will they say yes or no? I do suppose it's a bit ironic that we're asking you to do the thing that you're not supposed to do, which is judge a book by its cover. So you gotta just do your best to see how well you can look at these people and with one simple glance, make some guesses as to what type of person they are. Are they the type of person that eats hot tamales on the back of a motorcycle, or are they not? Good luck, kiddos, as you attempt to do your best to judge these human books by their human covers. And you better think quick and blurt out your answers as fast as you can, because you've only got 2 seconds between when I ask and when they'll tell you the answer. Here's contestant numero uno. His name is Danny. Do you think Danny's ever eaten squid? Yes or no? Go ahead.
Yes.
Next up on the docket is Brad. Has Brad ever been to Europe? Yes or no?
No.
This little fella's name is Hendrik. Do you think he's ever been to a professional sporting event? Yes or no? This fella right here's named Cam. Do you think he's ever been to Hawaii before?
Yes.
This is my friend Marcella. Has she ridden a bike in the last week?
No, not in the last week.
Up next, we've got Kevin. Do you think Kevin can juggle?
Yes.
Hey, Danny, have you ever gotten a speeding ticket before?
Yes.
Do you think my friend Jeremy ever played sports in college?
Yes, I played football.
This little fella's named Sean. Do you think Sean's ever had sushi before?
Yes.
Kevin Caldwell, have you ever ran a marathon before?
No.
Say hello to Gavin, kids. Now try to guess, has Gavin ever been in a play?
Yes.
Hey, Sean's back. Hey, Sean, have you ever left the United States of America on a trip of any sort?
Yes.
Hey, Lee, I'm sure everyone's accidentally eaten a bug or two in their life. but have you ever purposefully eaten a bug in your life?
Yes.
Hey, Scott, have you ever ridden on one of those old school stand-up jet skis?
The answer is yes.
Hey, Cam, can you say, where is the library in Spanish? Hey, look, it's Jeremy. Jeremy, do you know how to surf?
I have surfed, but not. That's a tough one. I've stood up before.
Sounds like a yes to me. This right here is my neighbor Cayman. Do you think Cayman has ever jumped off of a bridge into the water before?
No.
Hey kids, this is Randall. Do you think Randall can play a musical instrument?
Yes, I play the piano and the guitar.
Hey Scott, quick question for you. Have you ever owned a bunny rabbit? Like me?
The answer is yes.
This is Gavin again, and he's super quick. But do you think he can run a mile in under 6.5 minutes?
Yes.
Say hello to Savannah. Now Savannah, the question is, have you ever barbecued before?
Yes.
Hey there, Callie. Quick question for you. Can you do a flip on a trampoline?
Oh.
Hey, look, kids, it's Cristiano. Hey, Cristiano, have you ever done rock climbing like outside on real mountains climbing real rocks? Because of the whole quarantine, we had to get creative with the last several. These are photographs of friends of ours that live kind of far away, but we're still gonna ask them questions and we'll still tell you the answers, and you can see how well you're doing at judging these books from far away by their cover. First up, we've got Mr. Ryan's brother, Evan, and his family from Sacramento. Okay, Evan, very important question. Last year, did you happen to have a fake Christmas tree in your house for Christmas? No. Hello, Nikki. Quick question. Have you ever traveled by train? Yes. Oh, look, it's Mr. Ryan's nephew, Caleb. Caleb, do you sleep with socks on? No. And Mr. Ryan's niece, McKenna. McKenna, have you seen all 4 Toy Story movies? Yes. Okay, kiddos, it's time to hop aboard a plane and fly to a place called Chagrin Falls, Ohio, to meet Mr. Ryan's nephews, Wyatt and Wesley. We're gonna start with you, Wyatt. The question for you is quite simple. Have you ever been snow skiing? Yes. Next up, kiddos, it's Wyatt's little brother, Wes. Wes, it's great to have you with us. My question for you is simple. Have you ever flown a kite? No. Moving up north to Bend, Oregon, and our friends the Beals. Starting with the Mama Beal. Becca, have you ever played a round of golf? Yes. And now to Papa Beal, aka Charlie. Charlie, do you know how to play the piano? No. Oh look, it's my friend Emmy. Emmy, I'm dying to know, do you like broccoli? Yes. Hey, Jeremiah, how you doing? It's me, Walter. Anyway, I don't know why I introduced myself. Question for you is this. You may live in Bend, Oregon, but have you ever been to Disneyland? Yes. Look at this, it's my buddy Levi. Levi, have you ever shot a bow and arrow? Yes. Oh my goodness, it's Audrey. It's so good to see you, Audrey. Question for you. Do you like onion rings? Yes. We've got one final family who also happen to be from Bend, Oregon. It's the Utus. Let's start with Jeff Utu, the dad. Hey Jeff, have you ever been to New York? No. Next up, it's Mama Utu. Hey Lisa, do you happen to own a pair of rollerblades? No. Oh my kids, look who's next. It's Miley Utu. Hey Miley, quick question. Do you happen to talk in your sleep? No. Our next contestant, if you want to call him a contestant, is my friend Nico. Nico, in your entire life, have you ever been able to beat Mr. Ryan in a foot race? Yes. Wow, that's interesting, Nico. Oh my goodness, that's great to know, Nico. Mr. Ryan says you got lucky, and next time you race, it'll be different. I probably won't, but that's what he told me. Anyway, Akila, you're up next. Question for you is this. Do you happen to know the first 5 words of the United States national anthem? Yes. Oh, say, can you see? Good job, Akila. Let's talk to your sister, Tossie. Tossie, question for you is this. Have you ever broken a bone in your body? I hope the answer's no, but let's see what it is. No. We've made it to our final question with our final contestant sort of person. It is the keeper of all unicorn powers. It's an inside joke, don't worry, kids. It is officially Melosi Utu. Melosi, my question for you is a doozy. Have you ever, in your entire life, flown upon an airplane? No. Oh, good gracious, kiddos, the game has come to an end. I hope you all struggled miserably so you can learn the important lesson to never judge a book by its cover. If you happen to excel at this game, I hope that you are wise enough to consider it a fluke so that you do not develop the bad habit of judging books by their cover. Anyway, kids, it's Walter the Rabbit saying back to you, Miss Carrie and Mr. Ryan.
I told you, kids, it would not be easy to judge these books by their cover. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to doing that in the future,
Don't do it. Period.
don't do it. However, I am going to look into whether or not you can judge an album or a CD or even an 8-track by the cover art. Because, you know,
Yeah, who listens to those anymore, Ryan?
yeah, probably nobody. But you understand what I'm saying. What kind of music do you actually listen to, Ms. Carey? Actually, hold on. Let's just do that one over again. David, I don't care what you do because I am strong enough to handle your antics. So, what kind of music do you listen to then? No, wait, hold on. Let's try that one again. Let's go like more natural. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's true. People don't really listen to that anymore. But how about you, Ms. Carey? What kind of music do you listen to?
French cooking music on Pandora. And worship songs like the ones we're going to do right now.
I like both of those things. Kids, give it a shot. French cooking music on Pandora, and tell us about our worship songs.
All right. Okay, so last week we talked about Paul. We talked about how he was in prison. We talked about context, right? Learning about where he was and how that makes his words that much more powerful and for us to understand them better. So there's a verse. It's actually that same letter to the Philippians. So this one is, yes, it's Philippians 4:13, you guys. And this one is often taken out of context. Do you know which one it is?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is the one where it says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, which means if I didn't study for my math test, I can still pass it because Christ will help me.
Right.
Which is not what that means.
Not at all.
What does it mean, Miss Carey?
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You guys, this is even better than passing a math test.
Completely agree.
Because remember, he was in a prison when he wrote this.
He was also shipwrecked once.
That's
and
right.
Beaten countless times.
That's
He's been in
right.
jail over and over.
Yes, all of those things. Terrible things had happened. And he says, just before he says that, he says, I have learned how to be content in any situation. Right? Contentment. Can you imagine being content?
Peace.
He also talks about, yes, the peace. He also talks about having joy. Joy, you guys, in prison. He had contentment, he had joy, and he said that God was giving him strength. So his words were saying, you know what, in this impossible situation, I can do all things, meaning I can have joy, I can have contentment, I can have peace, I can have strength, because God is giving those things to me. That is our encouragement.
That is way better than the alternative.
Right, and we have a song, you guys, I'm so excited about doing this one today. It's actually that scripture. And then we're gonna go from that into the truth we talked about a couple weeks ago, where God will never leave us, He will never abandon us, He's always got us. It's called Never Let Go of Me.
I like both of these songs. Kids, it's gonna be great. Get up off your feet, okay? Get up off your feet.
Off your
because
feet?
Get up off your feet. Levitate. Levitate, kids. Sorry, you can't really do that. Not yet. Unless, of course, Philippians 4:13 means you can do all things, in which case you can levitate. But that's not what it means. You just said that. So kids, get up off the couch, get up off your chair, get off your booties, and shake them.
That's right. Let's hit it.
1,
2,
3. Roll it, Cristiano!
Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things. 'Cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down I know that you're here with me. I know that you can do anything. Through you I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down I know that you're here with me. I know that you can do anything. Yeah. Through you I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, hey, I believe, I believe in you.
I can do anything. I can do all things. 'Cause it's you who gives me strength.
Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. Through every storm of life, I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You never let go of me. You gave me hope when hope was all but gone. A second chance to sing a brand new song. You opened up my eyes to see. You rescued me, rescued me. You showed the way when there was no way out. Cleared up my mind when you erased all doubt. You made me strong when I was weak. You rescued me, rescued me. Through every storm of life, I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You'll never let go of
right, so moving right along.
Yes, worship was great. I mean, I like those songs a lot.
I just love those truths. And you know what? Worshiping, like we've talked about before, can happen anytime or any place. And I just love that it's happening all over the place in people's living rooms.
Last week on our live chat, our friends, the McLean girls, when worship got done, they were like, I am literally sweating right now. And I'm like, that means you did it right, Maggie and Mia. Great work. Very impressed. Now, here's the thing. I've been thinking, you know the message videos where I've been working the songs into it?
Yes.
I wonder if I could
very
use some
clever.
worship songs for that. I don't know. What do you think?
Ooh, I think that's your challenge right there.
Maybe I'll have to make that happen. But I'm telling you right now, kids, as much as I wanted to do 3 weeks in a row of the music, because I still have a bunch of them saved up, chopped up, ready to get put in there, I've decided to just go in a different direction. We're gonna have a guest host.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you who it is because I'm debating between 3 right now. We've got calls into their agents and we'll see what they say. But I'll tell you right now, I do know that the message this week is gonna be about the parable of the unforgiving debtor.
Ooh, this one's deep.
This one?
This one cuts.
Yeah, it's kind of like, there's a lot of ugliness that's being taught about in this one. But at the same time, as much as I think the character in the parable is really messy and ugly, I kind of see myself being guilty of it just a little bit.
Well, that's every parable, right? Isn't it? Like, it's
You're
just
right.
that little nugget, big punch.
Whoa, I don't think I will ever hear the word nugget again and not think that wonderful phrase that you made up. Thank you so much for that, Miss Carrie. Because you made that phrase up, I'm gonna go ahead and let you send it to the parable. So go ahead and have that privilege.
Here comes the parable, guys.
What's happening, kiddos? It's me, Mr. Ryan, and it's week 3 of the Parables of Jesus series. I am ready to go, but I need to find a host who's equally ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
I mean, I need someone who's really, really ready.
Didn't you hear me? I said I'm ready.
Someone who has some friends who can help us with this. I don't know, kids. I mean, there's gotta be someone.
I'm ready! I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I guess since I don't have any volunteers, I'll just have to do it myself.
Why could it have been me?
Whoa, SpongeBob, I was messing with you. I heard you the whole time, and I couldn't be any happier than to have you and your friends help me co-host.
This is the happiest day of my life!
I'm super stoked too, SpongeBob, but we need to get going, so let's turn in our Bibles to Matthew 18, verses 21 through 35. It's the parable of the unforgiving debtor. And this story starts with Peter in real life asking Jesus a question. He says, Jesus, how many times should I forgive someone who sins against me? Should I forgive them 7 times? And Jesus' response is a number that's much higher. Do you know what it is, SpongeBob?
Let's see.
It's totally cool if you don't know it. I can tell you. The real answer is...
Don't tell me!
Whoa, okay, feel free. I mean, make a guess if you want.
25.
Not quite. It was actually much, much higher than that. It was 77 times.
Oh.
I know that number seems incredibly high, but Jesus chose it because he wanted to choose a ridiculously high number. He wanted Peter and us to understand that we're called to forgive people over and over again, just like he forgives us. Now, as we've been talking about in this series, Jesus doesn't stop with just a simple, straightforward answer. He tells a story, a beautiful, powerful story to help prove the point. And here's how it starts.
Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone...
Whoa, Patrick, that is an incredibly interesting start to a story, but that's not the parable that Jesus told. In this parable, Jesus starts by telling us about a king who goes to collect the money that's owed to him by some of his servants. And one of his servants owed him an insanely large amount of money, millions of dollars. Now, do you think that that's something that he could ever pay off?
Never, ever, never, never, ever, ever, never.
Exactly. There was no way this servant was ever going to be able to repay that huge debt. So he does the only thing he can do. He drops to his knees and he starts begging the king for mercy.
No, please! I have 3 kids.
That's actually pretty close. The story tells us that the man falls to the ground and begs and pleads with the king, telling him, please have mercy on me. I'll work as hard as I can and I'll repay the debt, even though the man would never have been able to make enough money to repay that debt. The question I have for you is, what do you think the king said in response to the man begging?
Oh,
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Yeah, that's probably what most kings would say, Mr. Krabs. But in this story, the king's a little different. In fact, he's a lot different because what we find out is that the king completely and totally forgives the man's ginormous debt. He sets him free without any further debt to pay.
No way.
I know it's shocking, but that's what happened in the story. And guess what? What happens next in the story is even more shocking because Jesus tells us that the man who had just been forgiven goes outside and he sees one of his fellow servants and he goes up to him and he says,
Did you know you're my best friend?
No, that is not what he says. He says something very different. He says, hey, aren't you the guy that owes me a couple $1,000s? Well, you had better pay me.
Boo!
What a ridiculous and despicable character. He was forgiven an incredible amount by the king, and he wasn't willing to forgive one of his fellow servants for a much, much smaller amount.
Hey, Patrick, are you angry too?
I hope you are, Patrick, because that's kind of the whole point of the story. Jesus told this story to help Peter and the rest of us see how silly and how ridiculous it would be if we weren't willing to forgive other people when we look at the amazing forgiveness that God has given us.
I don't get it.
The idea of the story is that we're the one that was forgiven the huge debt. And we need to be careful that we don't become just like that man and not be willing to forgive the people around us.
I understand everything now.
That's great, SpongeBob. And kids, I hope you got the point of this parable as well. And the next time you're having a hard time forgiving someone, I encourage you to just remind yourself of how amazingly awesome God's forgiveness and grace has been for you, time and time again. SpongeBob, thank you so much for coming on the show and being my co-host. Please tell your friends that we loved having them as well. But seriously, it was an honor to have you on this show.
And I loved how you showed me the love you showed me in the show I love.
Okay, we get it, SpongeBob. I am really glad that you felt the love because we really did enjoy having you. Kids, I've had a blast sharing this parable with you. I hope to see you all next week. But for now, it's back to you, Miss Carrie and Mr. Ryan.
Man, I thought this parable was going to be about, money management.
No, that's Dave Ramsey. This parable was about realizing what we've been given by God and letting that just kind of flow out into the lives of other people. That's kind of big on our whole theology chain of wisdom. We are really big on letting God's love hit us, process, and fire out to the people around us, kids.
I love that. From here to there.
Yes. Like, kind of like, I don't know. It's like sci-fi stuff.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Miss Carrie, we are just going to go into our next segment. Before I do it, I'm struggling with my words again. Before I do it, I'm going to open my heart up to the kids and to you, and I expect a judgment-free zone, okay, Miss Carrie?
All right.
When I was a child, I had a medical issue.
I'm sorry.
I know. It was rough. You see, I had this thing where it was a tactile issue. And I couldn't, like I was just freaked out about touching weird things. And I can remember being, I legitimately, one of my childhood memories, kids, is like preschool. And I went out to the back area behind the classroom and the teachers had me touching things. I would wear mittens on days where I shouldn't wear mittens. When I'd go to the beach, I couldn't even walk on I'd swim instantly because it was an issue. I don't like touching grody stuff.
So still you have
To this day, if I'm at the beach and I'm swimming and seaweed hits me, I'm like, just eat me, shark, I'd rather die. Because it's that gross.
It's like an irrational fear.
It is an irrational fear of touching grody things. I have tried hypnotism. Not really, I haven't tried that, but I've thought about it. It has everything to do with why I don't like eating certain foods. It's an issue, but this next game is for people that don't have my issue, or that do have my issue and are gonna hate the game when they play it because they don't really know what they're touching.
A lot of braving maybe for someone.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a new game.
New game.
Okay, and I have a doctor I can recommend while we're playing it.
All right, fantastic.
Okay.
Kids, watch these kids doing something that I would absolutely hate to do.
Welcome, friends, to the Tank of Doom. How was that for Anita laughing?
Tank of Terror?
Tank of Terror.
I thought you were actually breaking when you changed your voice. Don't you do it! Don't do it!
Welcome, friends, to the Tank of Terror. So we have some children, unsuspecting children that will be coming in here, reaching into the tank of terror and feeling around what mystery item is enclosed. And it's gonna get gross, so just, you've been warned.
All right, here she goes. Up you go. Reach in. You're gonna have 10 seconds to tell us what items.
Is it living?
I don't know. Go ahead. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Wait, what's that? Cupcake?
No, it's a log of peanut butter. Aubrey, you have 10 seconds. So you are behind the table. In front of you, right here, is it? I don't know. Okay, are you ready? You gotta say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, Aubrey. It is a log of peanut butter coated in Captain Crunch.
No.
You are going to put your hand in there. You cannot be rough or violent with your hand. We don't want to hurt you or anything else, okay? On the count of 3, I'm gonna say go, and you'll have 10 seconds to identify the item and or items in there. You understand? 10, 9, 8, 7, eyes closed, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You did not do well. Are you nervous?
No.
Okay. Were you playing hard outside? On your marks, get set, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What's your guess?
It feels like slime with rocks in it.
Look at your hands.
Oh! It's peanut butter.
You have 10 seconds to identify the object and or objects that are in the tank, okay? And the tank is right here. The hole to the tank is right there, okay? Listen, you have 10 seconds to find it, to identify it. Do not be violent or rough with your hand. We don't want to hurt you or anything else, okay? There's your hole right there. 1, 2, 3, go. 10, 9.
Oh my god.
8.
What is that?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's peanut butter jelly and toy dinosaurs. I said peanut butter.
Okay, he gets the one and only point for that round. No. Okay, here, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna have you stand right here. Actually, I'm gonna face you this way. You can open your eyes. Whenever you're ready, you can go. 10, 9.
Ew. It's something peanut buttery. Is it peanut butter and nuts?
All right, stop. Hand out. What's your guess?
Is it peanut butter with like some type of something in it?
Yes,
like,
there is, but you got one right. You wanna guess what the other item was without looking?
is it almonds?
No. So right, just come this way a little bit to your right. This is the fish tank, right? The hole of the fish tank is right there. You're gonna have 10 seconds. Are you ready? Whenever you're ready, you can go. 1.
Peanut butter and cereal. And is there something else?
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
We'll give you 2 points, but we'll give you 3 to get name the cereal.
Captain Crunch.
I love popsicles. It smells like popsicles.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Eyes up and closed. Whenever you want. 10.
Ew. Strawberries or like a type of fruit. Gummy worms with like, I don't know.
All right, so what are your guesses?
My guesses are, I had no idea.
You have to make one guess.
Gummy worms?
Yes.
No, they're guesses.
All right, rice and pineapple. All right, hey, 10 seconds. 10 seconds, except your eyes have to be up. We don't want any chance of people peeking. Ready?
It smells bad. I don't know.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Jelly.
1.
I don't
You're
know.
a coward! Just to, you know, they're riding mini bikes out there. They're riding little mini preschool bikes. 10 seconds as soon as your hand goes in. 10, 9, 8, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What do you got?
It feels like chia seeds with like tuna.
Tuna, chia seeds. Well, chia seeds is a decent guess. It's rice. And then there's pineapple, and it's gummy worms.
I didn't even touch the gummy worms.
There are as many as 3
Can I
things in
open my
here.
eyes?
No. No. All right, eyes up. There's your thing. There.
I'm tired.
They've been riding little baby tricycles.
Wait.
10 seconds as soon as you hand. All right, 10, 9, 0. What do you got?
Water, sprinkles, gummy worms, and a pineapple.
Okay. All right, good. All right.
Did I get it?
Well, we're not gonna give you water.
Rice? Oh my.
Okay. The tank's right there. The hole's right in front of this hand. Okay.
Right there, okay.
9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Eyes up still. What is your guess?
Dog food and the gummy worms?
Okay, anything else?
Oh yeah.
All right, good guess. You got gummy worms. It was pineapple and rice. All right. Head up, head up. Head up. Oh, you want it? Eyes closed.
I didn't see it.
Eyes closed. All right. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Ew, it smells
3, 2, 1.
No, you can't look. Oh!
Fine. Disqualified.
I didn't even know what it was. I thought it was an animal.
That's my family. I got one kid who's got like all of them right, and the other 2 are just. All right, are you ready? You have 10 seconds when your hands are in there, and then.
Wait,
are you ready?
it's not living?
I don't know.
No.
Ready? Go! 10, 9,
Come on, baby, I believe in you. Come on.
5,
I believe in you. Come on.
4,
You're fierce. You got this.
just do it, just do it. 9,
Come on.
8, 6,
Come on, he's giving you
5,
extra seconds. Go, go,
4,
go, 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 go.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Go to the circle of shame.
Ew! What the heck is that?
Carrie, what have we done wrong with our children?
I don't know.
I know they're like nice and sweet and kind, but seriously, you and Jackson didn't put your hands in there.
What is it?
It's gross!
All right. All right, kids, this is the mush. There's Jolly Ranchers, corn kernel thingies, and applesauce, but I decided we have to represent with our sponsor, Cowtails. We're gonna put 1 cowtail wrapped around rope. It's gonna be wrapped. It's gonna be wrapped in there, and if the kids can identify the cowtail, they win 29 points. I chose that number randomly. Oh, my little buddy. Hey, let go of my hand. Are you ready? Whenever you are ready. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Where's the living thing?
5,
Is that it?
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Eyes up.
Cowtail,
Oh, the 29 pointer. What? 5 seconds. 5,
slime,
4,
and nerds.
3. That's a good guess. Here we go, Tyler. When you are ready, you can put your hand in. I'll count to 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What do you got?
I have no clue.
No guesses at all? Okay. Applesauce? Oh, God. Oh, no. I will be honest with you, there is no living thing in there. There honestly is nothing living in there, okay? All right, are you ready? You have 10 seconds. 10, 9,
Wet.
8, 7, 6,
Is it like applesauce
3, yes, that's one.
with cow tails?
Oh my gosh!
And
0! What you got left? Okay, don't look!
applesauce with cow tails and
That's all you get. That is fantastic! Great job! All right, eyes up. Are you ready? Eyes closed. 10, 9, 8,
Look up.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What do you think?
Cow
Hurry, eyes up.
cow tail.
Sure, what else?
It's like, it smells really
Come on,
weird.
3 seconds.
Pineapple?
Okay, anything else? Jolly Ranchers corn kernels. Are you ready? Look up. On your mark, get set, go! 10, 9, 8,
Look up.
7,
Up.
Tootsie Rolls?
5, 4, 3,
Yogurt?
2, put your hand to the left. Put your hand to the left. 3, 2,
Cow tail!
oh! Okay, you got cowtail. There was applesauce, Jolly Ranchers, and corn kernels. You are at the bucket. All right, on your marks, get set, go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Eyes up.
Okay, so is it Tootsie Roll, maybe?
That's a good guess. 0.
Is this like, wait, is this like those candies? I forgot what they're called, but they're like really stretchy.
No. You have 10 seconds from the time I say go. On your marks, get set, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smells like fruit. A smoothie? A fruit, candy, and nerds.
That's a good guess outside.
I'm getting cowtail. All right. I warned you that this was the tank of terror. I'm getting good at that. And this game was brought to us by Cowtails. This package is empty because all of our kids and me are enjoying them immensely right now. See you soon.
It's okay, Ryan.
Is it over?
No, just go to your happy.
Is it over, Miss Carrie? I can't find a happy place that it's over.
Let me take you to a happy place.
Wait a minute, is this about the TSSP? The Top Secret Summer Project?
It is about the TSSP, the Top Secret Summer Project.
That is exciting. Kids, I finally got brought into the loop last week, and you are about to have the same feeling of joy that I had when I heard all about the TSSP, the Top Secret Summer Project.
That's right, we're bringing you guys into the inner circle to tell you the huge news that we are going on a quest this summer.
Quest?
Yes, we're taking the kids on a quest.
It's one of my top 3 favorite things to do, quests.
Right?
Yeah, I can't tell you the other ones, but I can tell you that this is going to be epic.
Well, and this is like no other quest we've ever been on before.
Oh yeah, now do we want to tell them what the quest is a part of?
Just wait a second.
Okay, I get so excited.
Ready?
What just happened? Teach me that trick.
It's a kingdom quest, Ryan.
That's fantastic. Of course, mushrooms, one of the key figures of kingdomhood.
Right? And
Yes.
this is just part of the magic. Snap your fingers.
You don't have to ask me twice. A goose! That's amazing! Wow, I see how this is all taking shape. Kids, I couldn't be more excited.
This quest is not just any willy-nilly kind of quest, Ryan.
No, sirree, Bobski. This is a part of VBS Plus!
Yes!
That's right, we didn't stop at the S, kids. There's a plus afterwards because it's just gonna be an amazing VBS Plus. You wanna tell them something about it?
That's right. We are not going to have VBS here on campus this year. We are going big online, you guys.
This is gonna be amazing. Online, fun, craziness, plus all sorts of activities that you can get involved with outside of your house, with your family, with some friends. We are going to blow the roof off VBS. That's why we had to add the plus and get a new roof.
That's right. And you can register to get all of the supplies that you need to join in on all the fun, Ryan.
You said you can register, but really the word is you have to register to get all of these fun activities and supplies. We need to know how many kids are going to be a part of it, and you need to register so you can get the full plus package. I just made that up
Ooh, I
as
like
if a salesman
the plus
I was.
package.
The plus package.
You're gonna want the plus package.
Yes.
Just trust me.
I don't even know if we can legally call it that, but the point is there's a lot of things you need to get to fully experience this VBS Plus. So register today, kids. Go to rancho.tv/kids, and that's where you can do it.
Oh, I'm just so excited, and I think we should stop talking, Ryan, because otherwise they're gonna just be distracted from the important task of registering. So, you ready?
I couldn't agree more, Miss Carrie. Kids, go register, saith the goose. You stay here, I'll be back. See you next week, kiddos.